I met a gypsy.
Did you ever have any, like, with it's been, you know, like a long time, like, did you have any points where like the whole YouTube thing just like really with you, like the negative comments and the, you know, like, have you kind of gone and like navigated that like gamut of emotions, and was it like something that was hard to kind of go through? Because it is a very unusual experience to have. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics, but it's a big channel, you know, it's like millions of people, I'm sure, you know, and then it's so weird too when it's like such a focused like microcosm almost. It's like a lot of people, but it's in like this one lane, so it's like you can go, I'm sure you go to like a cycling race and it's like you're famous there, and then you go to the Chipotle and you're no one. Like, it's a very weird thing that not a lot of people like have to navigate.
Yeah, for sure. But so like the negative comments have been something we are actually talking about it today. It is, I would say I'm like a recovering addict, in which that it doesn't bother me right now, but it's a dark place that could ruin me.
yeah, I get the analogy.
You know what I mean? Like if I dive into those comments, if I think about it too much, I know where my brain will go. I know how difficult it is to get out of that. And so I try very hard. I've tried to put things in place to not deal with it or not take it as serious. You know, we were talking about, like, imagine going into a Supercross stadium, packed, filled, and, you know, 60,000 seats. Everyone's looking, you're at the floor, everyone's cheering, and one asshole at the very top goes, "You suck." Is that going to bother you?
Yeah.
No, you're not. That's not going to bother you. Why does it bother me in the comments? Why do I have 1,000 people say you're the greatest thing ever? One guy goes, "I don't know, it wasn't that great." It doesn't even have to be a shitty comment. It can just be like, you know, like, and I'm like, no. And I look at that one comment and I dwell on it. And it's like, I then have these made up conversations and arguments in my head about this one comment. I mean, people's comments will rattle in my head for weeks, and that's just not good. And so I've really had to navigate that well, because, like, look, if you're in real life and someone came up to your face and said, "Hey, you suck," when would that happen? When would that ever happen?
No,
like, that's
not often.
dude. And if it did, that guy is an asshole. You know what I mean? Or you deserved it. Like, whatever the way. Like, in real life, like, that very rarely happens. But for some reason on YouTube, and because I put myself out there, this is what bothers me so much. I feel like I'm going to show you my whole life. I'm going to tell you my insecurities. I'm going to show you the holes. I'm going to say that I have a hard time bonding with my son. And then for someone to use that same thing against me and then talk shit about something that I've opened up about. It's like, really, dude? That's kind of a, you know? But so the problem that I have is I can't exist in both spaces. Either I have to pay attention to the comments, read every one of them, engage and be in that community, and also then get shit on, or I have to completely separate myself and be like, you know what? I'm not even going to look at the comments. I'm not going to respond, because I can't. If I read one comment, I'm going to read all of them, and I'm going to read the one that's not great. And it's really difficult to go through that. But I will say this, is that I've not really been able to deal with COVID very well. Like the PR around that and how I'm supposed to act. Like, I literally deal and interact with bears more than I do humans. Like, we have black bears that come to our house every day, right? And so I live in the middle of the woods in a town of 500 people. My life experience dictates a way that I behave differently than someone who lives in San Francisco. And it's not right or wrong, it's just different. And so then I went to a race. I was so stoked. The race was on in Florida. I was like, oh, dude, I can't wait to go. And I went, and I didn't, because I don't really have my finger on the pulse of like what you're supposed to say or not say. Like, the political correctness thing is like, I just don't get it. I just think you should just say what you say, and intention and context matters. But anyways, and so then I went to this race. I was so hyped because racing had been gone for so long. I remember packing my bags and I just smiling from ear to ear, dude. I was like, I cannot wait to get back to racing. We get out to Florida. We go to this race. I'm having the time of my life. I post on Instagram this cool clip of us racing. And then I just sit back and I'm just like, I'm great. You know what I mean? Like, I've posted content. And then all of a sudden, ding, the comments like, you know, why are you out? It's a pandemic. Ding, you're a piece of shit. Ding, you're killing grandmas. Ding, ding, ding. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't understand what's happening here. And so then it sort of coincided with someone else posting some shade about just people racing in general. And so then I was this scapegoat. And what you had said earlier about like, you're the face now, but you weren't at a time. USA Cycling put on this race. They sanctioned it, but they're a business. So you can't yell at a business. You can't go stand out of a building and go, you suck. Like, who cares? But I'm a person. I'm a face. So then I was this lightning rod of like everyone who wanted to tell people who were out and about to get fucked. I was the guy. And so, dude, it was hard. I mean, I've never dealt with anything like that before, but to have thousands of people telling you that just terrible, horrible things. And then like, you feel as if those 1,000 people is the world, right? When 10 people comment, you just assume, oh bro, everyone thinks this way. And that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
But I was in this situation where I was like, dude, I don't know what to do here. And I was dealing with like people reaching out to my sponsors and saying, hey, you need to drop this guy. Like, he went out and raced. And then I tried to open up, like, cause I'm an open person. So I tried to get in the comments and have an open discussion. Like, hey, well, you know, this is the reason I made this decision. And I tried to have a conversation, a nuanced conversation. It was just not happening, like not going to happen. And so, I bent the knee and I made an apology post. And in the time, I was so tunnel visioned that I felt like I was pushed against a wall, and it was a fight or flight thing. And I flew. I was just like, I'm going to make this apology post. I did not believe anything I said. I hated myself for that. Because I placated to what I thought people wanted to hear. I thought about the post a lot. I mean, I put a lot of time in. I made this apology post, and then it got even more shit. And so then I was just like, I had to take like 2 weeks away from social media and just really do some self-reflection. And I was so disappointed in myself that I didn't stay true to me. Because of whatever, like consequences I was going to get. I was so worried that I was going to destroy my brand if I said something wrong. And then I started thinking like, oh, maybe I'm thinking about this as a brand too much, and I'm just me. So fuck them. You know what I mean? Fuck them, dude. This is me, and I'm going to live the way I'm going to live. And I don't think that I'm hurting anyone. I'm not being malicious. I'm not out there promoting being crazy or anything. I'm just doing my thing. And if you don't like that, then there's lots of other content you can go watch. There's a lot of other people you can follow. And so I was actually really grateful, and again, super cliche to say like, oh, the terrible things in my life made me a better person. But having there's a reason it's a cliche. Just getting shit on by people, and then seeing people on Reddit make these, like, you see someone talking about you, like whole groups of people, and then them assuming things about me, like wanting to shove me in this box, like, oh, this guy is this way. And I was just like, dude, I don't want these people in my life. I don't want them watching my video. I work too fucking hard to make this content for you to enjoy it, for you to shit on it. And so I don't know, that changed me a lot. And so I'm going to whatever I put out, it's what I want to put out. And if you take it whatever way you're going to take it, cool. But I have partners, not sponsors. I have partners that will allow me to do what I want to do. And that's amazing, right? If I have sponsors and it's like, hey, we're paying you X amount of dollars and you better do this thing and be this way, they're own you. I don't want that. You know what I mean? And so you had said Grant Cardone, right? That was his name. That you turned him down or whatever. Yeah. Like, and I respected you so much for that, because there's times where I've been proposed a shit ton of cash to do something that just doesn't feel right. And I'm going to turn it down. I'm always going to turn it down because it just feels gross, dude. Like if you had done that 20-minute podcast, that's like an ad for real estate. Yeah. Like, dude, you wouldn't feel good about yourself no matter how that would have worked. Like, you stayed true to yourself and people are going to see that. And maybe you would have got a huge bump. Maybe that video would have got hell of views, but then what's the sustainability? But who the
fuck are those people? Yeah. Yeah, who are those people? Like, I just don't, I don't know if I want those people, you know? That's definitely one thing, like, I was always really down for, like, a slow burn on this thing. Because it's like, hey, I'll just be me, and if you like it, come hang. If you don't, you don't. That's one, like, whenever I get fucking negative comments, I like trolling people. I'm like a combative person, so like if people want to come at me, I'm fucking down for conflict. Actually, there's a weird part of me that enjoys it, so I think that's probably like lended into like the YouTube comment thing a little bit. But I always just write back, I'm like, hey man, email our customer service, we'll give you a full refund. It's like, you didn't fucking pay for this shit, dude, so fuck off. I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck. You clicked into this is on you. This ain't on me.
But when you put your heart and soul into something and then someone shits on it, it's very difficult to not feel a visceral reaction to that. And like, I think that if you aren't bothered by negative comments, then I think that you're not putting enough of yourself into that project. Right? I'm not a very clean person. My house is not real. I don't really focus on cleaning. If I cleaned and someone came in and said, hey, your house is dirty, I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, it wouldn't bother me at all because I didn't put any time into that. I don't care.
Yeah.
You can tell me that, but when I pour my heart and soul into a video and then you say something negative about it, that does hurt because I couldn't do it any better. Like that is I said, this is the best version of me. And you went, not good enough. And like, that hurts. But you know, I mean, I don't know, dude, we got rid of the dislike button now, which I don't really like. Like, that's kind of a bummer. I want to see that. I want to gauge what people like or don't like. You know, and the comment section always is kind of shitty, but when you see people in real life, and I'm sure you've done this, like where you just somewhere and someone comes up and tells you how much they enjoy, and you see this person, because on YouTube, you don't see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I upload a video and I don't have 50,000 people run into my office and start clapping and cheering and like giving me a thumbs up. It's just into the void. Yeah. But when you're somewhere and people are like, hey, you know, like, I really, this means a lot to me. I enjoy this. Like, that feels really good because then it's this real human interaction. You put a face to what it is that you know, to these comments, to these likes, and it's just really special, man. It's really special. And I don't know if you do TV or you did TV at all, but like, I remember back in the day, you had very limited content. The stream of consciousness coming into you was very designed, and you didn't have an option. But now, if I want to learn about quantum physics, I can make my YouTube feed all quantum physics all the time, you know, like, and that's an amazing opportunity now where we can control the content that we bring in, and the entertainment we bring in without having, you know, these big companies. It's freaking awesome. The
one thing I'll say, like, it's funny you said about like the like if you don't get affected by YouTube comments. Like, I'd say that there's definitely like, you can't help but feel some type of way about it. But I've always had, and I don't know if this is a perspective that will hit with you or not, but like, dude, my mum doesn't agree with everything I do, and she loves me unconditionally. And it's just like, I don't expect her to like what I do. So it's like, why the fuck should I expect that a stranger would like what I do? You know, like, regardless if it's the best product that I can make, like, you know, it could be the best podcast that I could fucking do, and I could have said some dumb shit to piss my mum off. So it's like, that's always been like my thinking when it comes to people leaving a negative comment. It's like, fuck, this isn't really, like, this was for me, this wasn't for you, in a way. Like, so maybe I've been like really selfish about it mentally in a way to where that's kind of how I think. But I'm like, dude, my mum doesn't like all the shit I say. I don't expect that you would. And if you want to tell me, that's fine. Like, I actually don't give a fuck in a way. And I don't know whether that's like I don't speak to many guys that have, you know, YouTube channels that are on the level that yours are. So I don't know how that, you know, sits, but sort of in my head, I'm like, I don't expect people will like what I do. I hope they do, but I just fucking don't expect they will. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.